guys, and welcome to part 2 of DIY Home Studio from scratch. Today I'm going to be making some studio monitor stands, so let's get on with it. Okay, so this is my shopping list. I bought some 18mm exterior plywood for the top and base of the stands, and it's really strong. And to fix the supports to the wood, I've bought 4 of these. These are OT closet flanges, and I couldn't find these anywhere in the UK or Europe for decent money anyway. They cost an absolute fortune over here. So I imported these from America. Yeah, helping me build my motherfucking stands now. Thank you, America. I also got some spikes for the bottom of the stands. I didn't want to drill spikes through the plywood, so I bought these ones that they've got sticky back on them, like a sticky rubbery thing there, and I've heard really good reviews about these, so I'm going to try them. I've only got thin carpet tile in here, so I didn't want too much of a point, and these go into sort of a cone shape, so they shouldn't be too bad. But they're brass, they're really heavy, and they feel really well made. Now the main support for the stands is going to be PVC piping, and to fill that up I didn't want to have a hollow pipe. I wanted to fill up the void to soak up and absorb as much sound as possible, so it's not a little resonance chamber. So I bought some very dry sand. That's kiln dried sand over there. But you can use play sand or anything like that, as long as it's dry. Incidentally, if it isn't dry when you get it back and it's still got moisture in it, you can pop it into tins and chuck it into the oven for a bit, evaporate all the moisture out of it. Top tip. Now to put the sands into the piping, I had these made by a very good friend of mine at work. She made me some little, I think they call them snake sacks. So I'm going to pop those into the tubes, which are sealed on the bottom and all round, and then fill them with sand and tie the top off. They will be marvellous. Shame I can't show that curtain on the outside. Now for the tubing, these need to be very strong PVC tubes. So I got these Schedule 40 3-inch tubes. I got 2 of these, so I got a 3 meter length and had it cut into 2, and these are extremely strong and really thick wall on them, so that's going to be the main support for the stand. You could use this stuff. I bought just some regular pipe from my local DIY store, hell of a lot cheaper, but if you look at the wall thickness on that, it's not really good enough for what I want. And it does flex quite a bit, whereas the proper Schedule 40 stuff, you can't move it. It's absolutely solid, so that should be plenty strong enough to do the stands with. Now to fix the tubes into the closet flanges, I got some pipe weld from the local hardware store. There's loads of different types of this, but this stuff is extremely strong and should be fine. And then at the end, I've never actually sprayed anything in my life, so I'm going to have a go at spraying the stands with this stuff, Valspar plastic spray. So I got some black, and I've also got some dark red burgundy sort of colour, which should match, with a bit of luck, my tile. So I might paint the OT closet flanges with this. And then I bought some, what are these? Latex gloves for when I do the spraying, and also a little plastic sheet to stop the spray going all over my furniture in the garden. And that's it. So not cheap by any means, but what I'll end up with is a pair of awesome studio monitor stands. Well, at least that's what I've got in my head anyway. That will last me for forever and ever. So I'm going to go for that. Now, to get the height of the stands correct, if you look in your speaker manual, you should find a section on something called a sweet spot. So every set of monitors has a sweet spot, and the sweet spot is where your ears should be level. So whatever the height of the sweet spot should be the height of your ears, if that makes sense. So if I look in my book, I get this. It's called a reference point in here. So you can probably see that. So that cross section there is the reference point for these monitors. So that line is where my ears should be. So I've calculated the height of the stands, so you can see these measurements using that point of reference. Okay, let's go. Working with wood or cutting wood, safety first. It's always best to wear a face mask and goggles.
Don't let them destroy you. Your power is weak.
Somewhere you've got to begin. 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 Somewhere to begin. Somewhere you've got to begin. Somewhere you've got to begin. Somehow
using any sort of aerosol spray paint, it's it's quite nasty stuff, so safety first, always best to put a face mask on, which is what I'm going to do.
Something was in between, something I couldn't see. You didn't take the time, I thought that you were mine. You never talked to me, I couldn't make you see. You never held me tight, you never did me right. Something was in between, something I couldn't see. You didn't take the time, I thought that you were mine. You never talked to me, I couldn't make you see.
this glue is extremely toxic, gives off really bad vapours, blah-de-blah-de-blah. So you must always protect your eyes and make sure you don't breathe in anything. So it's always best to wear a face mask. Safety first.
inside my head. Everything's to do with sound. I'll seek audio perfection till I'm dead. We have the same mindset, lots of things in common to discuss. I haven't met you yet, but when I do, I know there'll be no fuss. For you, I wrote this for you. This is for you. Only you. And we'll turn it up till our heads hurt, senses on red alert, and let go, we'll let go. Wash away the brain fog with digital and warm analog. Let's go, let it flow. I wrote this for you. This is for you. Only you.
Okay guys, well, what can I say? This project has been absolutely fantastic. I've enjoyed every second of it, and I've ended up with a pair of speaker stands that will last me, a lifetime. I'll be saving up a little bit more money to create my other two speaker stands that I need for my Behringers, but for now, these are absolutely wonderful. Playing music through them in an untreated room, obviously there's still major problems in this room at the moment, but I can already hear the punch and the directness of both the monitors now they're on these stands. They're not interfering with any other objects, apart from sound waves travelling and bouncing off the desktop. They're pretty much pin sharp. There's no dull thudding bass anymore. It's all the resonance is being absorbed in the stem of the stand. I can't feel it in the floor anymore. I can literally just hear the audio coming out of the speaker cones and the bass popping out the bottom. So I am so glad I did this little project. It actually turned into quite a big project in the end. As you'll notice, I took the desktop off and finally got rid of that rubbish black paint. I had to use a planer in the end. It was so bad. But once that was off and all sanded down nicely, I recoated it with gloss. It was quick drying gloss, and it dried within a couple of hours, and I absolutely love it. I think the contrast from the white, the black and the red is absolutely brilliant for this room. I'm going to tackle the cabinet next, the top of the cabinet, because that's still black, but unfortunately I didn't build the cabinet to come apart, so I'm going to have to sort of wangle that one a little bit. Now, if you're thinking of purchasing a set of speaker stands, from a shop, I would really urge you to think again. And I mean, you haven't got to build a set of monitor stands like this. There's a lot of other ways you can do them. I would urge you to build your own. You'll have something totally unique that nobody else has got. They'll probably outperform the stands that you're thinking of buying, unless obviously you're going to buy some really expensive ones. I really don't think you can go wrong. And don't forget, every time you look at them, every time you sit there monitoring and listening to the music that you're creating, or running through iTunes, you'll see them every single time, and I guarantee you'll have a little smile on your face every time you look at them, and you'll think, I made them, nobody else made them for me. So I would urge you to make your own, but that's entirely up to you. Okay, so that brings an end to part 2. I've thoroughly enjoyed doing this one. I've enjoyed making the music for this one. I think there's a couple of decent tracks on there that I really like, that I may take further. I may finish them off completely because they've been condensed down quite a bit just for the video. And obviously the song that played last is for you guys already, just for you. So that's for the 1,000 plus subscribers that I've had over the last year or so. And you know, thank you very, very much for tuning in and for subscribing. It means a hell of a lot to me. I put a heck of a lot of work into these videos. I hope that comes through on screen to you guys. But I'm doing stuff that I really, really love doing. You know, there's nothing else I love doing more than sitting in front of a mixing desk or controller and writing and producing music, and I'm learning all the time, so it never gets old for me. It's brilliant every time I do it. So thank you very much, guys, for indulging me, and you know, I wish you all the best in the things that you're doing. So part 3, which will be coming shortly, will be the acoustic treatment of this room, and that's going to be a tricky one, but again, I'm really looking forward to getting that finished. So the room's starting to take shape now, and we will get it as good as I can get it. Okay, so thank you very much again for tuning in. Please subscribe to me for all you newcomers that are coming. You know, have a look through my videos. If it's something you like, please subscribe, and like or dislike, it's entirely up to you. I enjoy reading the comments, so thanks for those, and I love, you know, replying some of the funny ones. Yeah, they keep me awake at work, some of the funny comments, so thanks for those as well. And I will see you guys in part 3. Okay, stay frosty, and I'll see you soon. Bye.